the 8 a.m. podcast, presented by Train the Teacher.
So what if I told you that the real secret to speaking English fluently isn't actually hiding in some dusty old textbook? Well, today, we're going to unlock 10 super practical tricks specifically designed for Indian speakers that'll help you sound way more natural and confident. Let's dive right in. Does this sound familiar? You've spent years, maybe your whole school life, learning grammar rules, memorizing vocabulary. But when you actually have to speak, you just freeze up. It feels like something's missing, right? You're not alone in feeling that way, and I promise you, it's not your fault.
The good news is, the answer isn't to go out and buy another grammar book. Nope, it's all about changing your approach. We are going to walk through 10 real, actionable techniques that you can literally start using the second this is over.
All right, our first trick is also the most powerful one. And here's the kicker. It has nothing to do with your mouth. It's all about what's happening up here in your mind. We need to change the way you think. Okay, check this out. This is what we call the translation trap. So many of us, we think a sentence in Hindi first, and then we mentally translate it word for word into English. The problem? It's slow, it's clunky, and it often sounds a bit unnatural. The goal is to just skip that middle step completely. So instead of translating, you just observe something and think the thought directly in English. Look at the difference. Today is very hot is grammatically correct, sure, but it's really hot today. That's how people actually talk. It just flows better.
So how do you actually build this habit? You gotta start small. Seriously. As you're going about your day, just silently describe what you see in English. That's a blue car. I'm pouring a cup of tea. Basically become the narrator of your own life, but do it in your head. It might feel a little weird at first, I get it, but what you're actually doing is building brand new pathways in your brain. It's powerful stuff.
Okay, so you've started shifting your thoughts. Awesome. Now we've got to get your voice to catch up. It's time to build some muscle memory. Think of these next 4 tricks like a gym workout, but for your mouth and your ears.
Our second trick is a fantastic workout called shadowing. Here's how it works. Find a short audio clip of someone speaking English naturally, maybe a bit from a movie or a news report. Then you play it and you try to speak along with them at the exact same time, just like you're their echo. Don't even worry about being perfect. The whole point is to train your mouth to copy the natural rhythm, the ups and downs of the language.
Trick number 3 is honestly a game changer. Just grab your phone, open the voice recorder, and talk about anything. Your day, a movie, anything for 2 minutes. Then, and this is the hard part, listen back to it. Yeah, it might make you cringe a little, but trust me, you become your own best coach. You'll instantly hear the little mistakes, and more importantly, you'll notice moments of MTI, that's mother tongue influence, where the sounds of your native language are sneaking into your English.
And to round out our voice training, here are 2 more quick-fire tricks. Number 4, instead of typing out a long text message to your friends, just send them a voice note in English. It's super low pressure, daily practice. And for trick number 5, to really get that clarity, spend just a minute a day with classic tongue twisters. They are amazing for training your tongue to make those tricky English sounds.
Okay, enough of the serious training. You know, the fastest way to learn something is often by playing. So these next couple of tricks are all about making practice fun and getting rid of that fear of making mistakes.
This brings us to trick number 6, and I gotta say, this one is my favorite. Think of a famous, iconic dialogue from a Hindi movie. You know the one. Now try to say it in English, but, and this is the key, with all the original emotion, all the drama, all the style. It's such a creative and kind of hilarious way to practice expressing yourself.
I mean, come on, take this absolute classic, बड़े-बड़े देशों में ऐसी छोटी-छोटी बातें होती रहती हैं. You put that into English, and you get this. It's so much more than just translating words. It's about connecting with the feeling behind them, and that's what makes the language stick. And it's just fun.
Now, if you're someone who feels really shy about speaking English, trick number 7 is for you. Create an alter ego, an English persona. Pretend you're a news anchor, or a famous YouTuber, or maybe a travel vlogger. When you speak as that character, it's not you making mistakes, it's the character. It's this brilliant little mind trick that can just slash your anxiety and make you feel so much more confident.
All of these tricks we've talked about work so much better when you're surrounded by the language. But hey, you don't need a plane ticket to do that. Let's talk about how to create your own English immersion zone, right where you are.
Here's a really simple rule for trick number 8.
Get your family or friends on board and set a rule. For 1 hour every single day, you're in an English-only zone. No Hindi, no Hinglish. And here's the most important part. It does not matter how broken your English is. The goal isn't to be perfect. The goal is just to try, to communicate, to make it work.
For trick number 9, let's turn your Netflix time into learning time. First, watch a scene from a show with the English subtitles on. This helps you connect the words you're hearing to the words you're reading. Then, right after, rewatch that exact same scene, but this time, turn the subtitles off. This forces your ear to start catching the words without any help.
And our final trick, number 10, is all about the power of tiny wins. Look, big goals can feel intimidating, so let's focus on micro challenges. Maybe today's challenge is just ordering your coffee in English. That's it. Tomorrow, maybe it's asking a shopkeeper for the price of something. These little micro challenges build up real-world confidence, one small success at a time.
So let's just pull a few of these key ideas together for a second. As you can see, we're not talking about hours and hours of study here. Building self-awareness by recording yourself, that's 5 minutes a day. Playing around with an English persona, maybe 10 minutes. Creating that immersion zone, just 1 hour. When you break it down like this, you can see how these small, consistent efforts are what really build fluency and confidence. This is totally manageable.
Whew! We've covered a lot of ground, from changing your mindset to just playing around with the language. But you know, the most important thing isn't just knowing these tricks. It's actually doing them. So I'll leave you with this question. Don't try to do all 10 things at once. That's overwhelming. Just pick one. Which of these tricks are you going to try starting today? Whether it's narrating your day in your head or creating a new character, just remember this. The journey to fluency doesn't begin in a book. It begins with a single choice. So go on, make yours.